good evening, and welcome to Tea Time.
Hey everybody, welcome to Tea Time. I'm so glad you're joining me tonight. It is Monday, July 24th, almost at the end of the month. It's crazy. I'm going to talk about my weekend real quick and then get to my guest. I'm very excited because he's in studio. Friday, I really didn't do too much Friday except prepare for the rest of the weekend because it was total nonstop for me. Saturday, I actually went to Wantor. My friend Allie Mulrain, who's in Murdered by the Mob for me, is leaving New York, and we had a big going away party there with John Marola and most of the cast, so that was exciting. And then it was my daughter Valerie's bachelorette party. There she is. The queen is getting married the day before Thanksgiving, and we went to a arts and crafts place in Merrick, and then we went to Zona in Massapequa with the dinner, and it was a lot of fun, just a lot of fun. I can't tell you just take a guess what shape the chocolate was in. I'm not saying it, and I'm not posting any pictures. And then yesterday was my brother-in-law Michael Goldfarb's 55th birthday. That's right, he's double nickels. He's the speed limit, and we were in Dix Hills for his birthday. So happy birthday, Mr. Goldfarbio. We like to put a vowel on the end of his name and make him Italian. And I want to give a shout out also. Happy birthday to Josh Williams. It's his birthday too. Writer, director, producer, and a friend of mine that I worked with on a couple of projects, Gravesend and Everyone Loves Charlie. So happy birthday, my friend Josh. Real quick, Rescuing Families is having their sale. Okay, Rescuing Families, as you know, is a nonprofit. Gina and Vinny renovate homes for people with disabilities. So on Saturday the 5th, they're going to be in, I think it's Huntington and Smithtown. I'm sorry, I can't see it from here. Forgive me. But they're not going to be in Franklin Square. So come out, spend some money. The money goes to a great cause. Thank you so much. Also, one thing before I get to my guest, this is very exciting for me. The Wizards books that I did with Joe Simonera, which we filmed in Lynbrook, is out now on YouTube TV. And thanks to my friend Joe DeBarry, he sent me a scene that I'm in. I have an accent. I don't look the same. But we're going to play the clip real quick and then get to my guest.
Children, you must listen to your teacher. Do you understand? Well, there's going to be some bad consequences. You're all going to have to eat salty snacks. Now behave and do what you said.
All right, it's kind of cool. I have an English accent, and I don't look anything like myself. It's a lot of fun. If you like Harry Potter, wizardry, and all that kind of stuff, go to YouTube TV, watch it. It's a lot of fun. Thank you, Joe DeBarry. I appreciate that clip. Let me get to my guest, because, you know, this is going to be an exciting show for me, okay, because I love horror movies and horror flicks, and everyone remembers their first horror movie or scary movie like their first love, right? So Terry Reed Wickham, he's a writer, producer, director. Hello, Terry. How are you?
How are you doing, Theresa?
I'm good. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. And thank you to John Marola for making the connection, because he was on my show and we talked about double vision. And he's like, you should get Terry on the show. So I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. So let's get to it.
Okay.
You're not originally from New York. Where are you originally from?
I was born in Utah, but raised in Seattle. So
Yeah.
I'm from the Pacific Northwest.
Uh-huh.
But I've lived in Long Island actually longer than Seattle.
Really?
So I've been here since '88.
Yeah.
And I've been living in the south part of Long Island for the last 20 years. So I guess really this is home.
And you went to Shohomish, how do you say it?
Snohomish.
Shohomish High School.
Yes.
And then you came to New York and you actually studied filmmaking at NYU, correct?
Yeah. And in between there, actually, I was in the military. So I
Yes, thank you for your service. You were in the Army in the mid-'80s.
Yeah.
Stationed in Germany.
That's correct. Yes.
Yeah.
So I did that because I came from a really big family.
Yes.
I have 5 brothers and 3 sisters.
And you were raised Mormon.
Mormon,
correct?
so no-
a Mormon family back
No
then?
drinking, no smoking.
No, nothing. So this to me is very interesting, because this is like the total opposite, obviously, of the way you were raised. I mean, they were looking at you like, your grandmother thought you were like
A devil worshiper.
like, yeah. I mean, she couldn't understand why you were into what you were into as a kid.
Especially I like heavy metal and hard rock. So Kiss, Judas Priest and Iron Maiden with all those, imagery. And my grandma always thought I was a devil worshiper. But they kind of go together, horror films and heavy metal.
Oh, absolutely. It's funny you say that, because I'm going to end up jumping around here, but my mother always said to me that the thing that makes a movie really, really scary is the music.
Yes.
Because of the suspense and the build up to it. She said, try to put a scary movie on mute and see if you're that scared. And what's ironic is that my mother's first scary movie, because I want to go back a little bit. You actually saw your first scary movie when you were like 6 or 4 years old. 4 years old, you saw your first scary movie.
Yeah.
I want to know what that was.
I don't know if I could actually remember exactly, because my father worked at Boeing,
Okay.
which is the big airplane
Yeah.
in Everett, Seattle area.
Yeah.
So whatever was on late night, I would watch to wait up for my dad.
Yeah.
And we had a show in Seattle called Nightmare Theater.
Okay.
And the host was a vampire.
How cool.
And the Count. And so I don't remember exactly which one.
This wasn't the Count from Sesame Street either.
No, it was a vampire. And, we'd stay up. So I'm sure it was either one of the old Universal, Mummy, Wolfman, Dracula, or it was a Hammer film from the 60s, because I was born in 65. So,
yes.
Or it could have been even, one of the like 50s, like Radiation Monster, something like that.
Yeah. Okay, so do you remember what your first horror flick was in a movie theater?
I think the first one I ever saw in the movie theater I consider a horror film, was Jaws.
Oh, yeah.
And my grandma and grandpa took me and some of my family to the drive-in.
Oh, wow.
So I saw Jaws in the drive-in. And, we live on the...
Was there a lake or water anywhere
well,
near there?
we're in the Pacific Oceans right there. But, it's not on the coast where we lived.
Yeah.
You have the Puget Sound.
Right.
Which goes up to the Strait of Juan Fuca.
Yeah.
San Juan Islands, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So, so I was definitely afraid of sharks after Jaws.
Who wasn't?
Never swam in the ocean since Jaws, because I put my foot in.
You go knee length, right?
Yeah.
Knee height.
But I will not swim in it. And look what you see around Long Island.
Right.
All the sharks.
Oh, yeah. No, it's crazy. And it's Shark Week this week,
Yes.
But my mom always said, I like a pool because I know what's in it. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
We have a pool.
Yeah.
So I'll swim in that, but not the ocean.
All right. So my first horror movie, because like I said, you remember your first horror movie like your first love.
Of course.
I was 14, and hello, Michael Norton. He's watching from Florida, and it was his wife, my best friend, my lifelong friend, Joanne, who took me. Well, we needed her mom to get in. Obviously, we were 14.
Yeah.
Took me to see my first R-rated horror movie, which was, drum roll, The Exorcist.
Whoa. It's starting right at the top.
And I couldn't sleep for a week.
Oh, my God.
And I remember telling Joanne, because, we shared the same bedroom when I stayed over or went to go visit in Florida. And I'm like, I can't sleep. I can't sleep. Every time I close my eyes, I see that face. I'm like, I can't sleep. So I go, talk to me. She goes, turn on the radio. The DJ will talk to you. Because she wanted to go to sleep. I couldn't sleep for a week. I couldn't sleep for a week. That's how much it impacted me, really. But later on in life, my cousin Francine took me, and I consider it a cult film, but some people never seen it, and you should. Happy Birthday to Me.
Yes. Great slasher film.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it. I could watch it over and over again. And it's sick. It's sick that I want to watch it over and over again. But it's crazy because it had twists and turns and, like
the girl from Little House on the Prairie was in it.
Yes. And so I didn't like The Exorcist, but I did like all the other types of genre films, like the John Carpenter, and I did a movie with Fred Carpenter. That's why his name popped into my head. John Carpenter and all those types of films. Some people like to get scared, right? They like to get scared. I don't know why that's a phenomenon. I haven't figured that out yet. But what I want to know is, you were so good at it that in school, your teacher, because you saw John Carpenter's The Thing, and you went crazy over it. So crazy that your teacher actually let you teach the class about the movie The Thing.
Yeah, it's really crazy because talk about John Carpenter. The one that really hit me the hardest as a boy was in '78 when Halloween came out.
Right.
And I saw that and it stayed with me. Just like you, I couldn't get Michael Myers. I remember I was playing baseball the day after watching it.
Right.
It wasn't a game. It was actually just friends. And I was on the mound pitching. And I kept thinking about Michael in the clothesline. Michael sitting up, behind Jamie Lee Curtis, coming out of the closet in the hallway there.
Yeah.
And I remember I didn't know at that time exactly what, but that's what got my interest to get involved with filmmaking. And I didn't know anything about it. It was very innocent and
yeah.
But I started thinking about movies more after that film. And then 4 years later, I went and saw The Thing in '82 on the first weekend it came out. And what was so crazy was, during the movie, even seeing the opening credits, it didn't hit me that was him.
Right.
Because I didn't really know his work yet, like so closely.
Right.
But when we left the theater, and I saw it during the day, I remember it was daytime. I walked out.
It's always weird seeing a horror movie and then walking out in daylight.
I look up at the poster and I see his name, and then it hit me. I was like, wait a second. That's the same guy's name. And to myself, not out loud, to myself, I said, he did that to me twice.
Wow.
I want to do what he did to me twice. So that's why if you look at Double Vision, Terry R. Wickham's Double Vision, because John Carpenter's The Thing.
I know, I like that, and I caught that. I know. Okay, we don't have to take my first break yet because I'm just so excited. I'm just so excited about the whole show.
But getting a chance to teach that class.
Yes, you taught the class.
What was crazy when I look back on it, I didn't know anything really about directing.
Right.
But I knew a lot about horror films.
Yes.
And I knew at that point a lot about John Carpenter.
Yes.
Because I started researching stuff, and I'm very obsessive. And so I just dove in, go back to watch his first movie, Dark Star, and Assault on Precinct 13, and The Fog and Escape from New York, all that stuff in between. So at that point, but I think back on it, I didn't really know what I was talking about, but I knew the movie.
Right. So you talked about what you knew.
Yeah, and I was a senior, and I taught my own class. And that teacher,
that's great.
What's crazy is that teacher, that was my TV productions class. But my art teacher, which I was also doing, I thought at first it was going to be makeup.
Right.
Because if you remember back in those times, you had Rick Baker with American Werewolf in London and Rob Bottin with the Thing and
another great movie.
Howling.
Yes.
So I thought at first it was makeup effects.
Right.
Which Tom Savini, like Friday the 13th, The Dawn of the Dead.
Yes.
So I was kind of getting involved in that sculpturing a lot.
Yeah.
Do you know my art teacher gave me my own class by myself?
Wow.
And I was making monsters, not rubber.
Right.
And not mechanical. But out of clay and stuff.
Right.
I got crazy stuff.
Oh my God, that's wild. It's crazy. But John Carpenter's The Thing, the original was from 1951.
Yeah.
And that was the first scary movie my mother ever saw.
Wow.
And she said to me, it scared the crap out of her. And I'm thinking, this is going to be really, really scary. And when I watched it, I'm going, it's just a guy looking like he's pale. And I was like,
and a big head.
This scared my mom. I was like, really? But back then, like The Blob and all those movies, that was considered, because I was like, Mom, the movie really didn't scare me. But when you do watch it, the concept of it
is scary.
Right? So
I know Carpenter was a big fan of it.
Yes. Yeah.
Because he saw it as a boy.
And my mother loved Escape from New York. That was like one of her favorite movies.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the concept and just everything from soup to nuts.
So many movies copied it, try to copy it too.
Yes.
Very influential.
Yes. So obviously John Carpenter inspires you, to do your own work.
And you know what it is when I think back to that time, and a lot of the directors feel the same, especially of my age or around my age or a little younger. Unlike today's movies where you can't tell the director's style because so much of it is digital, whether it's a fake background.
Yes.
So to me, when I watch a lot of movies today, and I'm not saying all movies, you don't see that director's signature on it.
Right.
You might see the visual effects house.
Right.
But you can't tell these guys who they are. But back then you could tell a George Romero movie, a David Cronenberg movie, a Brian De Palma movie, a Hitchcock movie, Spielberg. These guys had like a style and Carpenter did his own music.
Yes.
He always shot in anamorphic widescreen.
Right.
That was very uniquely him. And that's something I've tried to carry. If you watch Devil's 5, my 3 episodes within that feature, or Double Vision, or even upcoming Anomaly, you will tell that's me.
Yeah. And that's cool. It's nice that, you know, hey, that's a Terry Wickham film.
Yes.
Now, you go by, do you use your middle name at all?
I use my middle initial because my father's middle initial who's passed away.
Okay.
He, believe it or not, his whole middle name is A, because he was actually named after his mom, Anna.
Oh, okay.
So he couldn't give a
I wasn't sure, because there was some places where you're using it and some places where
on
you
Facebook
don't.
It makes me have Reed.
Right.
But on all my movies, you'll see R. Wickham. So it's basically kind of honoring my father.
Right.
In a way, because my father's name is Reed.
Right.
So Terry R. Wickham.
All right, that's cool. All right, so listen, we are going to take my first break. I'm so excited Terry's here. He is amazing. John Carpenter inspired horror flicks. I watched 2 of them. We're going to get into that later, but there's so much more to talk about when we come back. Stay right there. We'll be back after this.
Happy birthday there, young man. I call you that young man, Dave. Dave Rebels is a young man. See, I'm an older dude. He's a young man. And hey, you having a birthday bash? Man, you don't write, you don't call. You didn't even invite me, man. Well, anyway, happy birthday. Enjoy your birthday, man. It's Dave Rebels' birthday bash. Tuesday, September the 12th at the Cutting Room in New York City. Wonderful place. I played it myself. Happy birthday, young man.
Well, hi there, Theresa. It's John York from General Hospital. I am just checking in because apparently you have a great talk show called Tea Time on Strong Island TV. I want you to have continued great success and have a lot of fun. It sounds like you're having a lot of fun, and that's pretty much the key to everything, isn't it? So continued success. I'm proud of you. Have a great day, Theresa. Bye.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. I want to give some shout outs to Michael Norton and Bruno and Ann, Kathy Arnold, Anthony Grazadeh. I don't know where Greg DiFilippo is. Listen to me. You like horror flicks? You like to be scary? This man to the left of me is the man who does it. He's a writer, producer, director, lives on Long Island, Terry R. Wickham. And I'm excited. I watched 2 of his movies, and you can too. We're going to get to them and talk to him about them. But I want to come. Oh, and just real quick, Dave Revels. Dave Revels is going to be at the Cutting Room September 12th. Dave Revels sang with the Drifters and the Persuasions.
Wow.
So if you're free September 12th, it's his birthday show. Go check him out. I had him on my show a couple of years ago for my Valentine's Day show. He sang a lot of originals here, and I'm sure I'm going to have him back. So I love you, Dave. So Terry, because I know you're into music too. You're into music. You're an avid reader. You could read like 10 books at one time.
Crazy.
And I wanted to bring you a book and I left it home. So I'm going to have to give it to you another time. A friend of mine wrote it. It's based on his life. It's it's called Suburban Gangster. I think it's a fast read. And I think I couldn't put it down. I kept on going, what? He needs like a wood shampoo against his head. When is he going to wake up? When is he going to wake up? You know what I mean? Like people, have to hit the wall. How many times before they go around it? Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So anyway, getting back to you, John Carpenter, big influence. And so you did back in the day when you were done with all your school, because you also did go to HB Studios, you went to American Film Institute, it's no joke. I mean, you had a passion for this and you were going for it. But you also started years ago, you did different genres. You actually did music videos.
Yes.
And I think that's actually where it first started for you, right?
It is, yeah. The first time I really directed on my own, not the TV production class in high school, because you can't consider that.
No.
But though I was kind of leading the charge of one of the movies we made there, I wasn't really directing it. So the first time was in '86. I was in the Army. I was in Germany.
Yes, you were.
And
Thank you for your service again.
Thank you.
Yes.
The band, the band Pantera,
mm-hmm.
which is a heavy metal band.
Yes.
Which I'll be seeing live with Metallica in 2 weeks at Giant Stadium or MetLife Stadium.
I think my future son-in-law might be there.
Okay, good. Yeah, because the whole weekend.
Huge Metallica. Huge.
But Pantera used to have a different singer.
Okay.
And now, of course, the two brothers are dead.
Right.
So anyway, with the original incarnation of Pantera, there was a song called Come On Eyes on their third album, which was like 85, 86. And I did a music video with soldiers playing actors in Kaiserslautern, West Germany, because that time was divided.
Right.
And that was my start. And that was a music video. And I call it amateur music video because didn't have permission from the band to sell it.
Right. So it's really
it's like a little movie to a song.
It's a labor of love, really. So like you're basically taking songs and making like little video vignettes or like just a quick story to go with the song.
Yeah, and you still had to write it, direct it,
and
edit
you did a lot of them.
I did about 30.
You did a lot to a lot of different types of music and artists.
Even New Age, Madonna.
I think you did Madonna.
Madonna, George Michael.
Yeah.
Aha, which is like a new wave band.
I remember Aha.
Yeah, Metallica.
Take Me On, right? Take Me On.
Yeah.
Hey, we're going back, people. We're going.
But again, those were all amateurs, so I couldn't really show them.
Right.
Now some of them I put on YouTube.
Yes.
If I can find them.
Yes.
Because they're down in my crawl space.
Yes, you can.
Yeah. So.
You can. You definitely can. But like I said, you started out with these videos, and then of course you did shorts.
Yes.
You did a lot of shorts.
And I did a couple of professional music videos for bands after doing a few of those. Michael Knight, which is a guitar player.
Oh yeah.
Long Island, he's no longer alive. Good friend of mine.
Yeah.
Trash Can Baby, which is also Long Island. Voodoo Storm, I think one of the best bands ever from Long Island, hard rock. Sound like Alice in Chains, but a little heavier.
Yeah.
They play, I think, every once in a while still. John Bland, do you know John Bland?
Yes, I know John. I've had him on my show.
He was in one of my movies, Evil Streets, back in the late 90s.
I'm going to have to send this to you.
Yeah, so John and I. John had a
John
female artist at the time he was managing. I was hoping to do a video for her, but that never happened. But anyway, so stuff like that.
Wow, that's awesome. It really is awesome. So yes, you've done music videos back all the way 86. You did also a model portfolio video.
Yeah, when I think back to my career, that might have been the thing that I got the least creativity from, was shooting this pretty girl.
Well, because there wasn't, there's not too much to do there.
And she wasn't naked, but she was in bikinis and little outfits, and we're sitting there, we did the best we could.
Yeah, speaking about naked, you do show some skin in your movies. There's some boobage going on. And if it's me, because everyone's like said to me, would you do nudity? Mm-hmm. I pay attention, people. And I said to them, quite honestly, if the storyline called for it.
Yes.
Okay. Because a friend of mine who's in LA did a nude scene. She was in a shower, and you're not taking a shower with your clothes on, right?
Of course.
So it was just a quick shot of her getting out of the shower. Yeah. Really, really quick. But I said, if it called for it, if it made sense, I would consider it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to get a lot of money for it. A lot of money. A lot.
Well, when I did Evil Streets, which obviously you didn't get to see because it's not even out anymore. Evil Streets, it was with Serena Lee, who's a legendary big boob
yes,
model.
I saw that.
And when we were filming
I saw when she's running down the hall.
Yes.
Like, she didn't give herself 2 black eyes.
But when we were filming that movie, we actually had shot no nudity. And at one point, a guy came up to me and said, I think if you don't put it in, all her fans are going to be mad. So I went to her and I said, does it make sense?
Right.
And she goes, when I'm up on the stage dancing in front of people and I come off the stage, I would not have my top on.
Correct.
So we filmed a scene,
right,
believe it or not, in Massapequa,
yes,
where my mother and father-in-law had a house there. I had my brother-in-law build a room,
right,
because we couldn't expect to let a place do that.
Right.
And I had someone kind of spying on her through a little hole.
Right. I saw
part
that.
of the movie.
I saw it.
And so we did that scene with her like that so we could have control.
Yeah,
and my mother and father-in-law were in California at the time on vacation, and my father-in-law was like, why didn't I get to see that? I'm so mad I wasn't home. And he's no longer alive. So he was upset that he didn't get to see that.
So there's some skin in a couple of your films. Yeah, okay, we'll just leave it at that. And you did a commercial back in 2015.
Yeah, for karate.
Yeah. On Long Island.
Kick Punch Target.
Yeah. Kick Punch Target. But again, you did a lot of short films from 86 to like all the way up to 2017. And then that's when you wanted to start, your feature films.
Yeah, and what really happened was my daughter was born in 2008.
Yes.
And I'm sure other filmmakers might remember that time, especially if you're independent, but that was a recession, remember, in 08. And it was so hard to get money to make a movie. I mean, I literally tried everything. I couldn't do it.
Right.
And then my daughter was born in late December of that year. And I decided for the first 5 years of her life, I was just going to completely stop directing.
Well, that's why there's this big gap.
I purposely did it because I thought the first 5 years of her life.
Sure. Those are very impressive years.
That's where you gain that, bond.
Absolutely.
So I actually just made a choice, no directing for 5 years.
Right.
And then when I came back, one of my friends, who's also on Long Island as well, Jason Alvino, from Franklin Square.
Yes.
He started out as a 12, 13-year-old makeup artist doing movies like Madame Red and Evil Streets with me, has since become a Hollywood screenwriter, which is crazy.
Wow.
But Jay said to me, because I was doing journalism and filmmaking, and he said to me, you're either a journalist or you're a filmmaker. You're dividing your attention too much.
Yeah.
So I thought about it, and he was right.
Yeah.
So I still do journalism a little bit.
Right.
Very rarely. And do you know that in the time I switched to focus on film, I did the 3 episodes that make up Devil's Five, which is Stash, the Devil's Five wraparound, Abandoned.
Yeah.
Then I did a horror film called Gruesome Threesome.
Yes.
Which took 3 of my older movies and put it together with.
Yes, that was 2019.
Yeah, with a new wraparound.
I haven't.
And then Double Vision. So. And now Anomaly.
Right.
I didn't do that many movies ever in my career before that because I've changed my focus.
Right. Well, I have feature films. 87, you did, oh God, can I read my handwriting? Perishing Hearts.
So Perishing Hearts, yes, we tried to do it, but we failed.
All right. Well, you know what? You give it a shot. And then you have that gap. And then 95, you come back with Out of Touch.
Yes, which is truly my first feature.
Okay. And then.
That's not a horror film, drama.
Really?
At HB Studios when I was there.
Yes.
I went to school because you understand this as an actress. So I went to school. I always felt as a director, you should understand what actors do and feel what they feel.
Right.
So I went to the school and Michael Beckett was my teacher.
Oh.
And he said to me, he goes, why are you here? I said, I'm a director. I want to learn acting. If you're in this class, you'll be an actor. So I actually had to act. And
do you ever do cameos in any of your films?
I do. I don't have a desire
to. Actually, I caught you at the bar. The bar in the bar scene where everyone's hanging out. I'm going. I think that's you.
Yeah, I mean with the DJ.
Yes. You with the DJ.
In Double Vision.
Yes.
Did you see the Double Vision cameo?
Yeah, I caught it.
I wore a Hitchcock shirt.
Okay.
Because I'm doing a cameo like Hitchcock. In the gym lifting weights.
That's great. Yes, I saw it. Oh
but
my God,
I usually don't have that burning desire to do it.
But it's funny. It's just funny to play. Just it's like product placement.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like placing yourself, just even if it's for a second. It's
I just feel it's so important as a director to pay attention to what you're filming.
Right.
That I don't like to give up those moments.
Yeah.
But I do it kind of for fun.
Yeah.
But I don't really have the great. I've been asked to be in a couple movies.
Yeah.
A couple of them I've done. A couple I've turned down.
Okay.
But I really went to school because I wanted to communicate with actors. And if you watch my films, the actors usually very high level.
Yeah. Then after that, you did in '96. You did The Downfall of Johnny Garrett.
So the Downfall of Johnny Garrett, Stash are both part of Evil Street.
Right. This all part of that. And then you did Evil Street. You did Anomaly started in 2008.
2008,
Kind of.
07, 08. So I tried to do it, but that's when the recession was. And that's where I basically stopped trying to do that at that time.
Okay.
And then I said, let me wait till I have more resources, more experience.
Right.
And when COVID hit,
yeah,
that's why I decided I'm doing that next.
All right, and then we have a poster of The Devil's Five, which actually, it should be the first one, which actually won an award. Tell me about the award that it won.
It was in the Hell's Kitchen NYC
Film
Festival.
Festival, right?
And it was up and it won Best Horror Film.
Right.
And if you go on, you got
to lean forward.
Okay.
The chairs.
It's a little wobbly.
Lean that way.
If you go on YouTube, you can actually see me get the award.
Oh yes,
I
we have a picture of you holding an award. I don't know if that's it, but is that the award?
That's when I got it for Best Thriller for Double Vision.
All right, so cool.
That was 2 years later.
All right, and then after Devil's Five, you did Abandoned.
Yeah, so Abandoned's part of Devil's Five.
Oh, it is.
So Devil's Five,
like you said, it's the
five stories.
Yeah,
about
it's the five and one. Okay, we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we are going to talk about Double Vision. Don't go away. We'll be back after this.
Wonder Woman was everything to little girls, especially that look like me. She stands for being a voice for people that need a voice. My organization renovates homes for people with disabilities. And when I come home, a self-care routine makes me feel my best. I'm very proud of the difference that we're making, and to see that impact in my community inspires me to work even harder for everyone around me.
Happy birthday there, young man. I call you that young man, Dave. Dave Rebels is a young man. See, I'm an older dude. He's a young man. And hey, you're having a birthday bash. I mean, you don't write, you don't call. You didn't even invite me, man. Well, anyway, happy birthday. Enjoy your birthday, man. It's Dave Rebels' birthday bash. Tuesday, September the 12th at the Cutting Room in New York City. Wonderful place. I played it myself. Happy birthday, young man.
How you doing? It's Sal the Voice Valentinetti. Why are you watching me? You should be watching Theresa Canastraci Tea Time with Theresa Canastraci Farrell. And make sure you follow Theresa on Facebook. Tea Time with Theresa Canastraci Farrell. We'll see you there.
I love the way you say my name. I love. Hey, is that funny? Isn't that cute? I love you, Sal Valentinetti. He was away in Europe and Italy and Spain and everything with his fiance. I'm hoping to have him back. He did my show years ago, and I'm hoping to have him back. So we're going to continue. I'm with Terry R. Wickham, and he's a writer, producer, director of the horror genre. He loves to make people scared, and he has written so many movies. I don't know where you come up with all this stuff. I really don't. But I had seen Devil's Five, and I also saw Double Vision, which you can see on Amazon and Tubi. But what I want to tell you is to find Terry, to see what he's doing. It's Terry Reid, R-E-I-D, Wickham on Facebook. And then it's on Instagram, it's Manta Pics, M-A-N-T-A Pics. But you can check out his website, which is mantaraypictures.com. And that's where everything is. You could see clips, you could see his bio, you could see everything about Terry is on there. So we want to talk about Double Vision because, like I mentioned, I did have John Marola on a few weeks back, and he said, you really need to have Terry on. And he was in that. We have a picture of you and John Marola, which should be the last pic. There you guys are. Yeah. Now, he played the sheriff.
Well, yeah, he played Officer Faustino.
Well, yeah, because then he was out of uniform at the at the meeting.
Yes.
Thank you. And yeah, so you can put up the poster if you didn't for it. There it is, double vision.
And by the way, not to interrupt you, but John's also one of the producers of the movie as well.
Yes, he's also one of the producers. Thank you for that. Thank you. I didn't want to leave that out. So now I enjoyed Double Vision. I liked the concept of it. I love the opening. I love it. I think it was brilliant. I think it's genius. I'm not giving anything away, people. You need to see it. I liked it a lot.
Wow.
I liked it a lot. And I'm going, this is different. It felt so real, like it was happening in real time.
Yep.
And that's what I liked about it.
Great.
Especially the opening scene.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, Double Vision was my response to having done 4 horror films in a row. And I decided not that I love them, but I wanted to do something different and show a different side of me. Because I can scare people, I feel, very easily.
Right.
But I wanted to do a love story. So Double Vision actually started out as a love story.
Mm-hmm.
And if you watch the first 20 minutes, it's straight love story.
Yeah.
But then it starts to change and twist and turn.
Yeah.
And I also wanted the movie to have scenes that had humor.
Mm-hmm. I chuckled a couple of times. Yeah.
I wanted scenes where it showed like compassion about friendship. Also the bad side of friendship where someone could double cross you, backstab you.
Mm-hmm.
So and I really feel as a director, the genre where you get the most respect from, I feel, is the suspense field. So whether it's Hitchcock or De Palma or, even Scorsese, if you can do that kind of film, you get a lot of respect from not just critics, but I think fans.
Right.
And I highly respect those directors.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to step into that field. And it was weird because when I started out, I didn't have any money to make the movie.
Right.
And a lot of people said to me, why do you even start to even write a movie? You had no budget. But when you put it out into the world, it just comes together. Like is what I'm doing with my next movie.
Right.
I'm trying to raise almost $700K for my next film, which is way bigger than all my other films.
This is your gonna be
It's going to be the biggest one.
Right?
I wanted a star.
Okay, so let's go there. It's called Anomaly.
Well, if you want to still talk about Double Vision.
Well, all right. So it's up to you. Where do you want to go with this?
Let's go back to Double Vision.
All right, let's go back to because there is a lot to talk about. So again, how long did that take you to film? Because I know you did film it on the island.
Yeah, so we filmed. It was all in Long Island. Rocky Point, Pine Barrens, the Dex Restaurant in Rocky Point. We shot.
Yes, and I told you that I had a summer house out in Rocky Point. Used to go lean this way, and used to go to Dex all the time.
Yeah,
all the time.
I think it's one of the oldest buildings in the whole town.
Yeah, and we were saying how it's haunted.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I asked the owner, "Where's it haunted?" So we could sit in that area.
And you did.
And we did, and we had no problem because I feel ghosts are people,
right?
And they like attention.
Yeah.
So we just gave the ghosts attention.
Yeah.
And they didn't bother us. But Smith's Callahan's Beach in Smithtown.
Yes. Yeah.
A couple houses in Lindenhurst.
Right.
A couple places in Amityville.
Right.
Both north and south.
Yeah. So how long total did it take you to do?
18 days we shot the movie in, but we had a problem where 5 or 6 scenes did not get recorded.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
So we had to shoot 2 additional days.
Yeah.
One was actually the climax.
Right.
So we had to reshoot the climax.
Right.
So it took us 20 days.
Okay.
But really it was 18 if that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Which is pretty fast for a 2-hour film.
It
with
is.
28 speaking roles.
And your films they're really substantial. I mean, not just talking an hour 10. Hello. No. Like you said, they're almost 2 hours.
It's exactly 2 hours.
And I have to tell you, when I watched Double Vision, it didn't seem that long because I don't think any part really dragged for me. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm like going, how much longer was this movie? That didn't happen.
Thank you. One of the things I try to do as a director is I try to give it a directorial flow. And I don't mean to get technical or pat myself on the back, but what I mean by that is, unlike some directors that shoot like traditional coverage,
right?
I rarely do that. Because I feel that makes your film predictable and you can anticipate shots. So there's 10 scenes I would guess in Double Vision, one shot. It doesn't mean the camera's locked down.
Right.
In fact, I'd say 70% of the camera work in Double Vision, the camera is moving. Whether it's a steady cam, dolly, slider, jib arm, crane, a drone. The camera is almost always moving.
Yeah.
So I have like 10 scenes where I didn't want any other shots. It could be a 60-foot dolly shot, whatever. So that gives it a certain flow. Also, I feel that you have to have a certain like editorial.
It's all in the
signpost.
editing. It's all in the editing.
So I try to, like Jim Cameron, like you watch Terminator or Aliens.
Yeah.
There's certain ways he ends scenes that connect with the next scene. He's one of my 3 favorite directors. So I try to do that with my work as well. So when I watch Double Vision, I actually see some of Jim Cameron's influence. Most people probably wouldn't see it because it's not like cars blowing up.
Right. But
Avatar,
but
I see it.
Right.
I see it.
You know where you got it.
It's got
from,
a flow.
Absolutely.
Propulsion.
And as you know, it's all in the editing. I mean, editing can make or break a movie.
Yeah.
It really is.
And I know we're in Long Island. We've got to talk about Long Island. So we didn't have a lot of money. Definitely under $100,000.
Okay, all right.
And
well, a lot of people listen. There's a lot of people that watch who are in indies, who make indies. So this is all good information.
the reason I bring it up is because I just want to thank I've done it in blogs and such, and you might have seen it on my website. But Long Island really supported us. We had restaurants give us every meal, but I think 2 for a crew to 20, 30 people a day.
Wow.
I'm talking sometimes 3 different restaurants for 3 different meals.
Right.
We had places let us shoot for free without permits. Our one permit in Rocky Point.
I call that ninja filming.
But
you get in, you get out.
But we actually had a couple where we had permits, but they gave us $25 permit.
Right.
So I give Long Island a lot of credit.
Yeah.
Because they supported us.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
That's great. No, it's great. So your next film, Anomaly.
Yes.
Will you be filming all that on the island?
That will be completely shot in New Jersey.
Really?
And there's a reason, because it's a story about a paranormal research team that goes to Sandy Hook, New Jersey, that 7-mile peninsula across from Brooklyn and Staten Island and the Jersey coast, which used to be a military base that became a national park. So when I was filming this movie back in 2003 about a female serial killer called Hair of the Dog, which is on YouTube.
Okay.
You could watch it for free.
Cool.
A doctor on that shoot told me, why don't you go to Sandy Hook? I actually didn't know anything about it because I grew up in Seattle.
Right.
So he told me about it, and I dreamed up this story about this paranormal team going there to look for ghosts to see if it's haunted.
Right.
And these guys disappear in the first 15 minutes. So since the movie takes place in Jersey, New Jersey also has the film tax credit. So if you shoot a movie using services and people from New Jersey, it doesn't have to be everybody.
Okay.
You get 30 to 35% of your budget back.
Wow, that's
in film
huge.
tax credit. So our budget's $689,500. If you do the math, it's over $200,000. My investors will get back in film tax credit. So you can either write it off, or they can actually cash it out. By the way, we've raised $70,000 of that money so far.
Wow, that's great.
So if there's anyone out there who wants to get involved on filmmaking, we've got this big movie.
Filmmaking, go to the website.
Yeah,
Just go to the
check it out.
website. Wow, that's amazing. That's incredible. So how do you pick your cast, and do you like to work with people, the same people, or do you give other people a shot, or how does that work as far as what you're looking for?
I think every time you do a movie, it might be different. On this movie, I wanted to work with a bigger star than I'd ever done.
Right.
And I didn't have the budget in place, as we still don't. And I had this goal. I wanted someone that could bring marketability and also I could get to work with. So we ended up getting Bradney Roderick from Hollywood, dated Hugh Hefner, Playmate of the Year 2001. It's not a sex role. She's playing a female cop.
Right.
Not married, no boyfriend. She's not gay. She's 100% cop.
Okay.
And so Brandy's playing my lead role.
Okay.
I wanted to work with an actor that had been in a John Carpenter film. I know it's a weird goal, but that was a goal.
Yeah.
But they had to fit the part too.
Right.
So I really am a big fan of, do you know John Carpenter's Christine?
Yes.
So the guy so the guy who played the bully in that movie kind of looked like John Travolta, sideburns, kind of muscular.
Yes.
So his name is William Ostrander. And I actually I do a tribute every year for a filmmaker that I pick. I have other directors come on and we honor these directors.
Okay.
And we have the same 7 questions every year.
Right.
We're about to do this year, Jim Cameron. But we had John Carpenter the second year. And I had to pick my favorite actor in any John Carpenter movie ever.
Okay.
And truthfully, it was William Ostrander. Wow. Even though Kurt Russell was great, all these other guys.
Yeah.
And so when I thought about this movie, I thought the chief of police, I want someone who's physically imposing.
Right.
That's a great actor, highly intelligent. Because I think if you work with smart people, it also makes you better.
It does.
Because, you know,
it does.
like Double Vision.
When you work opposite someone who knows how to act, it just makes you a better actor.
Double Vision, we had almost 100 people work on it. You know, so anyway, so I approached him kind of an unorthodox way, and I got him.
Is there any other way, Terry?
Well, if you don't have a lot of money, how else are you going to get to them?
No, I know.
But he liked my passion.
I say you can't knock on doors; you have to kick them in.
I went through I don't want to say the way.
No, you don't have to.
But
you got it done.
I talked to him, and then he said he had to read the script, and when he read it, he says, he goes, I don't know if you realize this, but this movie is probably better than you realize. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's. I feel this is my Nightmare on Elm Street. It's my Halloween. It's my Texas Chainsaw.
Right. This is.
I don't mean story-wise or gore or anything.
Right.
But it's really scary.
Right. It's up there.
I want to make one of the top 10 scariest movies ever made.
Wow.
Period. I won Best Horror Film. I won Best Thriller. Now I want to be top 10 scariest.
All right.
That's my goal.
It's going to happen. You're putting it out into the universe. It's so going to happen. You know what's going to happen now? We're going to take my last break. And when we come back, more Terry. Don't go away.
Happy birthday there, young man. I call you that young man, Dave. Dave Rebels is a young man. See, I'm an older dude. He's a young man. And hey, you're having a birthday bash. Man, you don't write, you don't call. You didn't even invite me, man. Well, anyway, happy birthday. Enjoy your birthday, man. It's Dave Rebels' birthday bash. Tuesday, September the 12th at the Cutting Room in New York City. Wonderful place. I played it myself. Happy birthday, young man.
Doc, who's the best comedian you know?
Theresa Farrow.
And who's the best actress you know?
Theresa Farrow.
And who's the best cast member in Bat Boys?
Theresa Farrow.
Who's got the best radio?
Theresa Farrow.
Doc, who's your favorite guinea?
Theresa Farrow.
Who are you loving right now?
Theresa Farrow.
All right, Doc, I love you too, baby.
Love you as always.
Thank you.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. I'm so good. Thank you, everyone, for watching the show. Please like it. Please share it. Hey, Tea Time is live right now on YouTube and Facebook. And then it goes to Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Twitch TV. And we're going to be on TV this Saturday at 11 a.m. on Channel 20 for people on Long Island who get Optimum. I'm with Terry R. Wickham. He's a writer, producer, director of horror movies. He wants to scare your panties right off your body, people. And he, loves John Carpenter films and was influenced by, so many, like top three.
John Carpenter, Jim Cameron, and Michael Mann.
There you go.
There you go.
Guys. And so we're talking about Anomaly, which is his next huge film. It's going to be big. He's trying to bring on some big names, recognizable people, and then that's their people follow them, and that's how it happens. And he's trying to raise fazools. I want you to go to his website. It's www.mantaraypictures.com. That's where all his videos are. You can check out his movies on Tubi and Amazon, and just go to his website. That's where everything is, okay? He's on Insta as well as Manta Pics, and Terry Reed Wickham on Facebook. So I'm posting stuff. Find him. It's going to be there. But Anomaly, how long did it take you to write?
So I wrote it in 2004.
Right.
And it was right after we bought our house. And I wrote it in a room that had no curtains. And I would go up there at night to try to put myself in a scary atmosphere. And I listened to a lot of horror film music, especially the Mothman Prophecies. I must have listened to that 1,000 times.
Oh my God, that movie's crazy.
Love that movie.
Crazy.
Yeah. Though I wouldn't say Anomaly has a particular film that influenced it because it's really me, like my vision.
Yeah.
But that music and the feel of that movie, because it was really well directed.
Yes.
So I just tried to scare myself. I felt if I could scare myself, maybe somebody else would be scared. You want to know someone? I said to someone in Hollywood in the late 2000s when I first tried to make it, and one guy told me it chilled his balls. That was the exact quote.
Okay.
And another actress told me,
you gotta keep it clean though.
Yeah, sorry.
On cable on Saturday.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay.
Okay, I'm sorry about
That's
that.
all right.
Another girl read it,
Yeah.
and she said it made her so uncomfortable in her own house.
Wow.
Which is weird because it's not a devil movie; it's a ghost movie.
Right.
She would never read it in her house again.
Yeah, but you know what it is that it just listen. I remember seeing a movie. I don't remember the name of it, but Ava and Zaza Gabor, who were sisters, were in this movie, and at the end of the movie, one of them gets burnt to like a crisp, And I'll never forget that night. I jumped. She was under my bed. So it's like things stay with you sometimes, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I hear things in my house all the time. And my girlfriend, Kristen Tinsley, shout out Kristen, I'm going to send you this. She came over and she's like, well, Sage will, do her thing. And she did. Because there are times when I swear to God, I'm sitting in my living room and I smell cigarettes.
Yeah.
No one in my family smokes. And I'm thinking, I don't know who that is. It could be my uncle. It could be someone who smoked around. I don't know who it is, but I'm telling you what I experience and I'm not making it up. So how do you explain these things? So yes, when I walk by my kitchen or my den and it's dark in there, sometimes I'll go like this, it's like, it's just automatic sometimes.
Did you see the Barbara Hershey movie from 1982 called The Entity?
Yes.
Where she's raped by a demon? It's invisible.
Yes.
I really feel that when I think about my horror film history, and it's very vast.
Yes.
I saw that when it came out in the theater and it scared the crap out of everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that might have been the movie that first inspired me for this movie.
Oh.
Because I wanted to do a movie where the killer was invisible for the most part. And I was not conscious.
Right.
But if I really think about it, though that was kind of like a demon,
yes,
mine are ghosts. But what I did with my movie differently is I rooted it in real life history of the real world history of what's there at Sandy Hook. And I, obviously came from my imagination.
Right.
But I connected to some real characters from the late 1600s.
Wow. That's
and the ghosts in my movies, for the most part, you can't see them.
Right.
And just imagine if you're in here and that thing suddenly moves behind you.
Right.
And you turn around, you can't see anything. That's pretty scary.
Oh, listen, we have a few minutes left and I want to talk about your show because you have a podcast called Into the Depths.
Yes.
With Terry R. Wickham.
Yes.
I watched a few episodes. I think they were great. Tell everyone about them and, how they can watch them, see them, and what they're about.
So I have my own YouTube channel. It's Terry Wickham on YouTube. And I decided to do this show about 3 years ago. I'm in my third season.
Yeah.
So that I could not only promote my work, but I could network with other people within the entertainment industry.
Correct.
Whether they're models, heavy metal rock stars. I wanted a spider expert one time. I want to get storm chasers, shark experts, because I have interest in that stuff.
Sure.
True crime authors, etc.
Yeah.
So I'm in my third.
I've got an author for you for that.
Oh, good.
Yep.
I could do whatever I want. And I try to go very deep. If you've watched the show.
Yes, I have.
I usually start out where they're from and where they grew up, etc. And I've had people tell me that's their favorite part of the show.
Yeah.
Because I also feel like you can learn about a place. I usually show them in pictures.
Yes.
Besides learning about the person.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. So is that a weekly? Is that weekly, monthly?
No, I don't really have a schedule because I don't want it to become like a job.
Okay.
And the truth is,
I get it. I'm here every Monday. I get it.
Truth is, my daytime job.
Yes, because we have to, as directors, as writers, as actors,
got to pay the bills.
We have to supplement, and we need health care too. At
Yeah.
the same time.
So my day job, I'm on a computer 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
So the truth is, putting together the show for my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Is more keystrokes and mouse, and carpal tunnel is real.
Oh,
I've been doing it 30 years.
My mom just had surgery.
Yeah, so it's very real.
Just had surgery.
So I find if I do it a lot, it starts to bother my hands.
Yeah.
It could also bother your eyes.
Sure.
I'm not being a baby.
Yeah.
So I don't want it to become either a
That's a lot
chore
of
or
hours.
physically hurt me.
Yeah, it's a lot of hours.
So I do it kind of my own. I try to do it every like 6 weeks.
Okay.
I also don't want people to get sick of me.
Just don't stop doing it. No. Don't stop doing it. I think it's a great show.
Thank you.
I enjoyed it immensely. I really did.
Which were the episodes you watched?
I watched the one that you did with the top 10 songs.
Yep.
And some picks from movies. I like the guy who picked the porno star. I can't get into that. And then I can't get into that right now on this show. Maybe on Brazzers. Limo Talk on Sunday. And then the one with the guy from
Whitesnake.
Whitesnake. Yes.
Yeah, that was the top 10 guitar.
That was
players.
awesome.
Yes.
Top 10 guitar players. You're going to be doing top 10 drummers.
We're doing drummers coming up.
Yeah.
And then bass players and probably singers.
Yeah.
And what I do is I get actual real singers join me.
No, it's great. It's great. No, it's a great show. Check it out on YouTube. It's called Into the Depths with Terry Wickham. I think we got a minute.
So the reason why I called Into the Depths is because it correlates with manta ray pictures in the ocean.
Yes. Well, we have like a minute left. I don't have a time on. I think I have like a minute or two left. I don't know. Bobby's gonna let me know. Minute and a half. I got a minute and a half. And just to let you know, Bobby Lacera right there, he got a platinum album right there. So that platinum album on the wall. Check it out. He did a remix.
Can I ask you a question?
Oh, that's never happened to me before on Tea Time.
Top 3 horror films ever made.
That scared the bejesus out of me would be Exorcist, because I couldn't sleep for a week.
Okay.
I love Happy Birthday to Me. I can't get enough of that movie. I know it's crazy. And I think the last one would be Halloween.
John Carpenter's Halloween.
Yeah, John Carpenter's Halloween.
Yeah, that's mine, The Thing, and I guess if I had to pick a third, The Terminator's my other favorite.
But I did like the movie The Ghost.
Yeah, that was great.
Yes, with Fred Astaire.
Yes.
Wow, great was that movie?
Excellent.
Oh my God, there's so many good horror movies.
The other one probably would be Jaws for me.
Yeah.
Because it's a masterpiece.
Yeah, that was scary. Yeah. And think of the simple 2 notes. Dun-dun.
Oh, yeah.
Dun-dun. 2 notes. That's
even
all
when
it
you
took.
don't see the shark, you think the shark.
Is that crazy?
It's amazing.
All right, listen, I want to thank you so much for coming by and doing this for
Thank
me.
you.
Terry Wickham, look him up. Go to his website, again, www.mantaraypictures.com. That's where everything is. Listen, everybody, have a great week. Tell everyone you love them. And I'll see you next time. See you next week. Ciao.